everybody, this video is to explain the workbook questions, exercise 7a, question 1, 2 and 3. So we will first take a look at question 1a. In question 1a, we want to simplify this algebraic fraction. So what we will do is to cancel the common factors. So in 8 over 12, we could actually use our calculator to simplify 8 over 12. But anyway, the common factor is 4, so that will give us 2 over 3. Alright, so we will get 2 here. Oops, sorry. So we will get 2 here and 3 here. Then for x to the power of 5 and x to the power of 3, we will be able to cancel only 3 of the x. So we will be left with x squared at the numerator and no more x at the denominator. Finally, for y, we can only cancel 1y. So we will cancel the 1 in the numerator, and in the denominator, we will be left with 3. Hence, we will get the answer 2x squared over 3y cubed. I hope you are able to get this answer. Next, we take a look at part B. In part B, we will also do the cancellation of common factors. So 9 over 27, we could cancel and divide by 9 for both 9 and 27. So we will get 1 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator. Then for x and x to the power of 4, we will cancel only 1x and be left with x cubed in the denominator. For better writing, maybe let me write down x cubed like that. Then for x plus y, take note that it is as a group as per what I mentioned in class before. So we will cancel things as a group as well. Okay, and hence we will be left with 2 of the x plus y at the numerator and none of it in the denominator. Hence what we will be left with is x plus y squared over 3x cubed. I hope you will also get this answer as well. Next, in question 2a, we have x squared plus 2xy over 5xy. So what we got to do is to do factorization in the numerator. Hence, by factorizing, we will get x times x plus 2y. So this factorization method that we're using is by extracting common factors. The denominator, we can leave it as 5xy. And then after that, when we do the cancellation, we can only cancel away the x. Then our final answer will be x plus 2y over 5y. Next, in part B, instead of factorizing the numerator like in part A, we will factorize the denominator instead, because that is where we have the plus minus sign existing. So 10h squared minus 5h, when we do our factorization by extracting common factor, we will extract out 5h, hence we get 5h times 2h minus 1. And then after that, we can actually cancel away the h, this h in particular. Okay, then between 15 and 5, we can actually divide both of them by 5. So we are left with 1 here and 3 at the numerator. Hence, we are left with 3 over 2h minus 1. Now in part C, we see that we have z squared minus 4z over 4z minus 16, and we have minus signs in between, so we need to do factorization in both the numerator and the denominator to see whether we can simplify anything. So in this question, in the numerator, we will do by extracting common factor, and we get z times z times z minus 4, and in the denominator, we factorize out the 4, and we have 4 times z minus 4. Then we can actually cancel away z, cannot, okay, we will cancel away z minus 4, alright, so therefore our final answer will be z over 4. Now in question 2 part D, we are given 4a squared plus 4a over 6ab squared plus 6b. So in this question, we also cannot do any direct cancellation because of all this plus over here. So what we need to do is to factorize the numerator and denominator. So in the numerator and denominator, we factorize by extracting common factors, and hence we will see that we get 4a times a plus 1 in the numerator and 6b times ab plus 1 in the denominator. Okay, then now we will proceed with the cancellation. Okay, but we see that there isn't really a lot for us to do cancellation, because this is a plus 1 and this is ab plus 1, so nothing for us to cancel. Then after that, this is A, this is B, also cannot cancel. So we are only restricted to this 4 and 6, where we can simplify it into 2 over 3. Okay, so because both of it can be divided by 2, hence we get the answer 2a times a plus 1 over 3b times ab plus 1. Okay, I want you to remember that it is not always that we need to cancel algebraic terms. Sometimes we also only limit to just cancelling the numbers as well. Next, in question 3a, we would like to simplify 3y squared minus 9y over y squared minus 9. So we have to do factorization in both the numerator and denominator. In the numerator, what we will do is by extracting common factor. So in both 3y squared and 9y, we see that we can extract out the common factor of 3y. So by extracting common factor in the numerator, and then in the denominator, there is nothing in common for y squared and 9. So what we got to do is to apply our special identity. So the special identity to apply will be a squared minus b squared equals to a minus b times a plus b. So what is the a and b over here? We need to recognize that y squared minus 9 is actually y squared minus 3 squared. The things that I'm writing in red is actually just very loose form of working for me to explain. Please do not write it and present your answers in this manner. Just present your answers in what I write in blue. So y squared minus 3 squared, then a is actually my y and b is actually 3. So using this special identity, I will get y minus 3 times y plus 3 in the denominator. Then going on to cancel, we cancel the similar ones, which is y minus 3. Okay, and our final answer will be 3y over y plus 3. And now we will take a look at the very last question for this workbook exercise. So in 3b, we want to simplify this x squared minus 3xy minus 10y squared over 3x minus 15y. So what we got to do in the numerator is to factorize by making use of the cross method. Okay, so how do I actually know that we have to use the cross method? Something that we always need to observe is that we will always have a term that is in power of 2. So in this case, we see very clearly that we got this x squared, although we also have the y squared. But the one over here may not always happen, because sometimes there is only just one x, okay, or a single variable, single letter, okay, x, a, b, c, and so on. We don't necessarily always have x and y going on, or more than one letter. So since we see that we have an x squared, we know that it is quadratic. And another thing that I want you to be able to observe is that usually for us to do cross method, there are 3 terms. Okay, so let me just summarize, all right, this observation that we can make for us to know when to do cross method. So it must be a quadratic expression. And also, okay, there are 3 terms, all right, to the expression itself. So hence, now that we see that we have to do the cross method, okay, I will put here x squared, here negative 10y squared, and over here negative 3xy. So over here in this section, we will always be multiplying, okay, and over here is always adding. All right, so we will usually see x times x to be x squared. All right, then after that, sorry, we don't do cross yet. Okay, then after that, now let's take a look at this minus 10y squared. Typically, I will ignore the minus sign first. I will think about the combination that will give me 10. So perhaps I will choose 5y and 2y. So y times y will give me y squared, 5 times 2 will give me 10. Then after that, I know that I need to do a cross here. So crossing, I will have x and 5y, so I will get 5xy. X and 2y, I will get 2xy. So now the question here is, how do I then get a minus 3xy here? Okay, in order to have 5xy and 2xy to add to each other to get a minus sign here, I will probably have to have minus 5xy plus 2xy, because minus 5xy plus 2xy will give me a minus 3xy. Okay, so now I have decided upon the minus sign and the plus sign over here. I will go backwards and see that there must be a minus sign here and plus sign here to begin with. And I check for consistency, whereby I have minus and minus when I multiply. So minus times plus will give me minus. Alright, so that is how I know that my cross method is correctly done. Alright, then, so now that I have already done my cross method, going back to the factorization, I will see that I have x minus 5y times x plus 2y. In the denominator, we will just simply be extracting common factors. Okay, so I will extract out 3 and I will get 3 times x minus 5y in the denominator. Now that I have already completed my factorization, I can cancel away similar things, or rather similar factors. So x minus 5y can be cancelled away. Therefore, my answer will be x plus 2y over 3. I hope you're able to get this answer and get the understanding behind doing this question.